Traditional intelligence is often measured by the relentless speed of a ticking clock or the mechanical precision of a pencil on a standardized test. Failing to meet these linear metrics frequently leads to a sense of isolation. It is easy to interpret a wandering mind or a struggle with focus as evidence of a cognitive deficit. The Dunning-Kruger effect reveals a psychological mismatch between our knowledge and confidence. As shown here, those with the least understanding experience an early spike in certainty, but as actual knowledge increases, the confidence line plummets, revealing the vast, complex layers yet to be solved. This chronic self-doubt serves as evidence that your brain accurately recognizes the massive scale of information it still needs to process. Behaviors often dismissed as intellectual weaknesses may actually be markers of a highly active neurological system. We can analyze these patterns by viewing the brain as a machine functioning through three distinct phases: data intake, processing, and output. Recognizing the mechanics of this internal operating system allows you to stop fighting your own cognitive patterns and start utilizing their actual strength. In the data intake phase, a high IQ brain functions as an oversized, highly sensitive net, pulling in far more information than the average observer. This results in heightened sensory processing. A ticking clock, or the sound of rhythmic breathing, can become a source of literal overstimulation because your brain is unable to filter out the background data. This sensitivity exists alongside an expansive working memory that prioritizes complex patterns over mundane details. You might perfectly recall a specific scene from a documentary you saw years ago, while simultaneously losing track of your car keys. Your system simply favors high-density data over routine items. Feeling overwhelmed by a busy environment is the inevitable cost of a system that absorbs more environmental data than the human average. Once the data is captured, it enters stage 2, the processing engine, where the brain begins to organize and model information. This node map demonstrates metacognition, the ability to think about the thinking process itself. A single concept triggers an exponential expansion of calculated outcomes and predictive models, often leading to what looks like overthinking. The same neural architecture required for this level of analytical depth also governs emotional processing. Because these pathways are built to handle intense complexity, they translate that same depth into a heightened capacity for empathy and feeling. We also see a unique shift in the brain's reward system, which dictates how it stays engaged with a task. An intelligent brain typically has a faster reward prediction system. It anticipates the outcome of simple, repetitive tasks so quickly that it fails to generate a dopamine response upon completion. This chemical starvation forces the brain to reject routine. It isn't a lack of focus, but a requirement to seek out more demanding cognitive challenges to maintain stimulation. Finally, we reach stage 3, output and execution, where we see how this unique operating system accomplishes its goals. Researchers at the University of Calgary have identified a trait in high IQ individuals known as active procrastination. Your brain deliberately utilizes the pressure of a looming deadline to bypass the boredom of a task. It weaponizes last-minute stress to trigger the high-level engagement it needs to perform. Research from the London School of Economics also shows a statistical link between higher intelligence scores and nocturnal productivity. Creative insights often emerge late at night because the sensory intake net is finally free from the distractions and input of daylight hours. During this problem-solving process, you might catch yourself talking out loud. This is a form of cognitive coaching, where verbalizing thoughts helps the brain process complex reasoning faster. Albert Einstein famously utilized this technique, frequently mumbling through equations and logic as he worked through his most difficult theories. These unconventional habits are actually optimized strategies designed to manage an intense cognitive workload. Real intelligence is found in adaptability, curiosity, and depth of thought, rather than the ability to conform to standardized testing. The most consistent trait among historical geniuses is an insatiable curiosity, a refusal to stop learning even when they have reached a point of mastery. By seeking out this knowledge to understand your own mind, you are actively demonstrating that same curiosity. It is a moment of self-realization that bridges the gap between your habits and your potential. Future criticisms for being too sensitive, too quiet, or lost in your own thoughts should be viewed as markers of your internal depth. A mind that frequently clashes with everyday routine often signals a brain optimized for high-level adaptation and depth of thought.